Hey guys, David here from TechOpt.io, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to install Windows XP with updates. So you might be asking why a video on how to install Windows XP in 2025? Well, believe it or not, my original how to install Windows XP video back from 2010 is still one of my most watched videos on this channel to this day. 15 years later, and the original installation steps haven't changed, but the way to install the official Windows updates have, since Microsoft has long disabled the official Windows XP update servers. And believe it or not, there are still a lot of legacy and embedded systems out there that run Windows XP. There's also a growing community of people wanting to run old software such as old games and use Windows XP to do so. Keep in mind this video assumes that you want to install Windows XP as the main and only operating system on your computer and will erase anything that's already on your hard drive. That being said, let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is boot from your installation CD. On most computers, you'll type F11, F12, delete or escape upon boot to access the boot menu. In the virtual machine I'm using here today, I'll hit escape. So I'll start the computer and I'll just hit escape on my keyboard. And I'll use the arrow keys to go down to boot from the CD-ROM drive after inserting my Windows XP installation CD. And I'll hit enter. And we'll see press any key to boot from CD. And now the Windows XP setup will start to load. Alright, and after a minute here, we'll see to set up Windows XP now, press enter, so I'll hit enter. And I'll hit F8 to accept the license agreement. And we can see here that the installer has already detected an installation of Windows XP on this computer, but we want to install a fresh copy of Windows XP. So I'll press escape like the instructions say to do. And all of the partitions on the drive here, I'm going to want to select and press D to delete. So I'll press D, and you'll see to delete this partition, press enter. So I'll hit enter, and it also warns us again that all data on this partition will be lost, so keep this in mind. I'm going to hit L, and you're going to want to do that for every partition until the only thing left is unpartitioned space. Once you only have unpartitioned space left, you'll hit enter. And I'm going to do the quick format. So format the partition using the NTFS file system quick. I'll select that with the arrow keys and I'll hit enter. And now this will start the setup. It'll format the drive, and then we'll see that the setup starts copying files to the disk. So this part can take a few minutes. We'll just be patient and I'll come back once this is done. All right, and after several minutes here, we'll see that the computer is ready to reboot. So I'll just hit enter instead of waiting for this bar. And we have the Windows XP boot screen. So we're going to boot into the second step of the installation here. And now we're at the graphical part of the installation. So we also get a nice time estimate on the side here, which isn't very accurate, but it is nice to keep track of the installation that way. But just be patient, give it a few minutes, and eventually you'll get to a screen with some more questions. All right, and at exactly the 33-minute mark, you'll get this screen here with some more options. If you want, you can change the region and keyboard layout. I'm not going to do so for this video. I'll just hit next. And it'll ask you for your name and organization. You can just type those in and hit next. And next it'll ask you for your product key. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my product key here. If you have an OEM installer, you may actually not get this screen, but I have a retail installer here. So give me a second to type in my product key and we'll hit next. And you can give the computer a name. This is how it will identify itself on the network. I'm just going to say WinXP TechOpt. And you'll want to assign a password to the default administrator account. And once you've typed those in and confirmed, you'll want to click next. And you can change the date and time settings here. So I'm just going to select the Eastern time zone since I'm in Canada here. And now if the installer detects a network device in your computer, you'll get this screen here. If not, you will not get this screen during the installation. Now, in my case, it has detected a network device. I'm just going to leave everything on default and click next. And for most users, this is probably okay. And the rest of the setup is just waiting. So again, it says it'll take approximately 24 minutes. I have a feeling it'll probably be much quicker than that since I'm doing this on a modern virtual machine, but we'll just wait a few minutes and wait until the system goes to reboot. All right, and now the computer is rebooting after that part of the installation has finished. And you'll get this message here: to improve the appearance of visual elements, Windows will automatically adjust your screen resolution. I'll click OK. And Windows adjusted your screen resolution. If you can read this text, click OK to continue. I'll click OK. And just give it a second, and now the out-of-box experience will start here. So it'll ask us a few questions to set up our system. I'll just click next on the first screen here. And I'm going to select Help Protect My PC by turning on Automatic Updates now. It's not going to work right out of the box, but we're going to fix that in a few minutes. So I'll just click Next. And I'm going to skip the internet connectivity check, since these days it probably isn't going to do much. And same with the Microsoft registration. I'll click No and click Next. And it's going to ask you for a name for your user account or user accounts if you want to set up multiple. I just want the one, so I'm going to type my name here in the first box, and I'll click Next. And that was the final question. We get this thank you screen. I'll click Finish. And you can see here that we've made it to the Windows XP desktop. Now, you're going to get this warning here that says your computer might be at risk, antivirus software might not be installed. Click to fix this problem. I'm going to click that icon, and I'll click Recommendations, and I'll just click I have an antivirus program that I'll monitor myself just to silence that warning for now. And I'll click OK, and we'll close that. And on this Take a Tour of Windows XP, I'm just going to click it and click Cancel, because if you don't, it's going to keep bugging you about that. So yeah, we're on the desktop of Windows XP. The first thing I suggest to do after any new installation is to install your drivers. So most hardware devices from back in the day would come with some sort of installation CD. You'll want to install from there. In this case, I'm in a virtual machine, and I'm going to install VMware tools to get the drivers installed, and then we'll continue with setting up Windows updates. So I'm going to insert the VMware tool CD. And we can see that the VMware Tools installation starts loading here. So I'll just click Next through the installer to install the VMware Tool drivers. And I have to restart the computer to finish the installation. I'm just going to click Yes, and I'll come back once it's restarted. All right, now that I've restarted, I've got the VMware Tools drivers installed. We can see that I've got the Windows XP desktop here in full 1080p goodness. And let's get the Windows updates installed. So these days, obviously, Microsoft has discontinued support for the official Windows Update servers, but there's this awesome project, legacyupdate.net, that we can use instead to install the official Windows updates. So what we'll do here is I'm going to open Internet Explorer, and the default homepage isn't going to load, but I'm just going to go to legacyupdate.net. And we'll see this. To use Legacy Update, follow the instructions below. I'll scroll down and I'll just click Install Legacy Update. And I'll click Run. And I'll click Run again. And I'm just going to leave everything on default here. If you want to, you can enable Windows Embedded 2009 updates. This was a version of Windows that was based off of Windows XP that Microsoft supported with updates for a little bit longer than regular Windows XP. So enabling these updates is not officially supported, but you can if you want. I'm going to leave this disabled for this video, and I'll just click Install. And we'll give it a second, but once this installer is done, we'll basically have working Windows updates on Windows XP again. All right, and once the installer is done, it's going to check for the latest updates. I'm just going to make this window a little bit bigger here. All right, and after a few minutes, the first thing we see is that to use this latest version of Windows Update, you need to upgrade some of its components. So I'll click Download and Install now, and I'll just give it a second here, but once this is done, it'll check for updates again. All right, and we see installation complete. I'll just click Close, and I'll click Home here to go back to the home page, and I'll click Check for Updates again. And now we can see here that there are hundreds of updates that we need to install. There are a few that I like to personally hide. One is the Windows Search 4.0 for Windows XP, because that one's just annoying. So I'll click Don't Show This Update again. Another one is the Windows Live Essentials, because it basically doesn't work anymore. So I'll just click Don't Show This Update again. And I'm also going to do this for the Windows XP End of Support notification up here. So I'll just uncheck it and I'll click Don't Show This Update again. And we'll start with the ones that are already pre-selected. I'm just going to click Review and Install Updates. And I'm going to click Install Updates. And it's going to start downloading and installing all of these selected Windows updates. So I'm going to let these download and install. This is going to take several minutes. And I'll come back once it's done because there will still be more updates for us to install. All right, now that that's done, we see we must restart the computer for the updates to take effect. So I'll just click Restart Now. And I'll come back once we're fully restarted here. All right, and I've restarted and I'm getting this message about Windows Genuine Advantage notifications. I'm just going to click next throughout it and agree to the license agreement. And I'll let it do its thing and come back. All right, that's finished. I'm just going to uncheck this box here, show me some of the many benefits of using genuine software. I'll click finish. And I'm going to go ahead and open Legacy Update again from the Start menu here. And we can see here it's updated our Internet Explorer already. I'm just going to click Ask Me Later here. And I'm just going to make this window a little bit bigger again. And you can see we still have some more updates. I'm just going to go ahead and select this update up here that says that these updates must be installed separately, just to get these out of the way. And I'm just going to click Review and Install Updates. All right, that's installed. I'm going to close this. And basically what I'm just going to keep doing is keep going back to Legacy Update, checking for updates and installing all the updates until when we do this, we see that there are no more updates to install. So we can see here there's another 14 updates. I'm going to review and install. And like I said, I'm just going to keep doing this, going back to Legacy Update until there's nothing left in the list. And I'll come back once I've done this. All right, and after several rounds of installing updates, we can see that after searching for new updates, we no longer have any suggested updates in the list, which means that our Windows XP installation is fully up to date with all the official updates from Microsoft. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and don't forget to check out my website at www.techopt.io. And if you have any suggestions for content you'd like to see, let me know in the comments down below.